The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
Welcome back to another hour of Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Now broadcasting on over 200 great radio stations across America. The number one national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. To be on the air with Tom, call us now. 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
All righty, it is hour 2 of Gun Talk. And by the way, hour 3 we got coming up. This is going to be a really good interview. You may have seen the story. I think I may have mentioned it last week in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, following a horrible, horrible murder. I don't know if he was estranged or a husband who had a restraining order against him, broke into this woman's home and beat her to death with a baseball bat. She had a restraining order, though, piece of paper. So a local shooting range gun store just put out the word, says, look, here's the deal. We will offer a free concealed carry class to any woman who brings in a restraining order that she has against somebody. You're not going to believe it. When they showed up to work the next day, 4 women were in the parking lot waiting with their restraining orders in their hands. We're going to have the owner of that business on next hour. We're also going to be having, we'll be talking about ammo and bullets in just a minute. By the way, speaking of that, Seattle, Washington just passed a rule regulation law. They're putting a $25 tax on every firearm sold in the city and a 5 cent per round tax on every round of ammunition sold in the city, a so-called gun violence tax. Of course, their thinking is, well, gee, we're going to make all this money off of this. No, you're simply going to drive all the gun stores out of town. They're going to go past the city limits and set up again. And so instead of making money, you're going to lose all that tax money. Insane. Chicago did the exact same thing about, 3, 4, 5 years, 2012, so 3 years ago. Since they did that, they have had a rapid increase in crime, in gun violence in Chicago. It's a tax. They think of it as like a sin tax or something. Anyway, Seattle's doing that. There's going to be how do I put this? There'll be an announcement this week about that. I'm not allowed to give out the details on it, but it's going to be different, new, something you've not seen before, a different. I have to be careful about how I put this. There's going to be news about this week, okay? We'll leave it at that. When we talk about guns and ammunition and rounds and bullets, we can't do that without talking to our very good friend, Jessica Brooks Stevens from Barnes Bullets, joins us right now. How are you doing?
Tom, hello. Good afternoon.
You know we're laying in wait for you, don't you?
Oh, listen, I am ready.
And, sure you are.
No. Oh, I'm ready. And I'm so excited to do First Person Defender this week. I can't even tell you, but is Ryan, I've already planned it out. I'm shooting simunition, right?
That's right. You're going to be using simunitions, doing the First Person Defender thing, right?
Okay. So I've decided that whether or not your son Ryan comes at me, I'm going to have to shoot him with the simunition, so he's going to need, some good body armor because I'm going to get him no matter what.
No matter if he's a good guy or a bad guy, doesn't matter what, you're just going to shoot Ryan, huh?
That's right.
Okay. All right. We've been working on that. By the way, yes, Jessica's coming in for the filming of First Person Defender, the 3rd season. And, of course, that's the Force on Force training. I thought I'd give you fair warning, Jessica, because we have in this area a primate research facility, and so working with them, we've come up with a particular scenario for you. I only have 2 words for you. Okay. Ninja monkeys.
No! Are you serious? You guys.
You never know, do you? See, there you go.
No,
You just never know.
I'm glad to have a hint because Mom's been the word. Sandra has not given me any hints, but I guess I should just be ready for anything, it sounds like.
It's kind of like every day, right? You go through your day and you don't know what's going to happen, and that's what happens on first-person offender. And then, we always say, look, you're going to be here, and then just react to whatever happens. Might be nothing bad, okay. Might be just good guys, might be ninja monkeys. I don't know what it's going to be. Who knows?
Ninja monkeys. It could be, first-person defender, Planet of the Apes kind of thing. So
there you go.
Okay.
All right. You go. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. By the way, for those who don't know, we have Barnes Bullets. We have a great promotion going on Gun Dealio right now for Barnes Vortex and TAC XPD ammo. It's on the Gun Dealio app, the smartphone app that we have. It takes you right there to the website, the barnesbullets.com website. You guys have some pretty cool promotions going.
Yeah, we do. TAC XPD, I mean, it's premium personal defense ammunition. It's of course all I carry, but not just because, I work for the company, because I know how this product performs. And it's precision loaded. It's loaded right here in Mona, Utah in our facility, and we've got a top-notch team that it's phenomenal. I mean, from the loading to the performance of the projectile and all of the components that go into it. So, I would say the same about our Vortex hunting ammunition. It's phenomenal. And, I've had enough experience with that personally in different calibers to where I don't hesitate recommending it. Again, not because I'm an employee of the company, but because I know how it performs. So, and I got to say, I love the Gun Dealio.
Do you?
Yes, I love that app. The Gun Dealio, I'll tell you, everybody with a smartphone needs to download that app. It is amazing. I love it. And I love what you guys are doing to grow it, and I think it's just going to get better and better.
Well, you know who I think probably could benefit more than anybody else for this, and it's going to sound a little odd, is I think people who work in gun stores, because then they would know about all these promotions that the manufacturers, are putting out, and they could say, oh, yeah, but did you know that if you buy this thing, there's a coupon good for this, or there's a special range bag, or there's 2 magazines when you send in this, so they can use that as a sales tool. So anybody working at a gun store ought to have this on their phone.
I agree, and especially, any gun cranks at all, because, I mean, there's just deals coming up left and right from so many different manufacturers, so I love it. I absolutely love it. I think you guys, it's revolutionary. For our industry, it's totally revolutionary. First time ever done.
I had one pop up this week. I went into a gun store and had the Gun Dealio thing goes bling. It sounds like a shotgun being racked. That's the cool sound. And it says, hey, here's a special deal from Loophole Scopes. I went, oh, wow, I didn't even know about that one. That's pretty cool.
Love it. Love it. Yep. Love it. Good job.
Now, when you say you've used your ammo on a few things, you shot everything from prairie dogs up to Cape Buffalo.
Yeah. Yep. I like to hunt a little bit, and I'm proud of that, too. I mean, with all the mess going on, about Cecil the lion and all this junk, you know what, I'm a proud hunter, and I'm not ashamed at all.
Well, you saw what we had on the set when you came in for Guns and Gear. We had a full lion rug out there with the head on it, so, yeah, we're okay with that. I wish we had known. We could have named it, darn it. We do what we do because we love it. We're passionate about it, and I make no apologies for that. I think as hunters we have a responsibility to be ethical and follow the laws that where we're hunting, and we have a responsibility to understand them. But I make no apologies for taking game. Yeah. And nor should you, because we're the ones who are funding conservation around the world.
That's right. You're absolutely right. And, I am a trophy hunter at times, but I also, I love to eat organic and, high-protein venison, and I eat what I shoot as well. So, I make no apologies. And I know you don't either.
Hunters are locavores. Now, tell me about range AR ammo.
Oh, so in 2014, people, they hear Barnes Bullets and they think, oh, yeah, great hunting products. Well, in 2014... Barnes expanded into range ammunition, and we have 2 offerings, one in 5.56 and one in 300 blackout. So this is, this ammo, it's not your military ball ammo, cheap, it's not super expensive, match ammunition either. Range AR is kind of right in the middle, and these high performance rifles, they need to be fed some high performance ammunition. They deserve that, and so that the shooter knows how their guns can perform, and that's what this is. It's top quality components. The 5.56 load has a 52 grain zinc core bullet that's smoking out there at about 3150 feet per second in a 20-inch barrel. Mm-hmm. And then the 300 Blackout is a 90 grain zinc core bullet that's I think 2550, 2600 feet a second out of a 16-inch barrel. So yeah, it's
and this is not that cheap Russian junk. This is actually made in America, good quality ammo that's not going to mess up your gun.
That's right. And something that we found that was interesting, and we just posted a video on the Barnes website, barnesbullets.com, and go to the Range AR page. This zinc core bullet is so soft on steel. And, I love going out shooting 5.56 at steel, gongs, and I mean, we shot this. There is a video of this bullet, 3150 muzzle velocity,
right,
and shooting this steel gun at 15 feet, 10 shots, not even denting the steel, which is so cool because those steel targets are expensive.
Well, they are, and frankly, when we're shooting 223 on steel, we try to back up 100 yards. Just two things: one from a safety standpoint, and one to preserve our steel. But a lot of times, when you're doing training with your carbine, you want to be able to shoot at 25 yards and in, and this is not, you wouldn't call this exactly frangible, but it allows you to shoot closer in, right? That's right. And, of course, I don't recommend shooting steel at 15 feet, but it just goes to show that, hey, this stuff is super easy on steel. And you are spot on, Tom. I mean, when you're training, you're not training always at 100 yards. You want something closer. So this ammo, the Blackout and the 5.56 is phenomenal for that. And we didn't even figure that out until after we started producing it. It's kind of a serendipity there, a fortunate accident, But okay, now I know that I know you've been to gun sight. You're familiar with that. You've done all of that. But have you done any force-on-force training like we're going to get for first-person defender?
No, I have not. And if monkeys are going to be involved, I would say never. Absolutely not. But I'm short. I'm built low to the ground for speed. I'm pretty agile. I've been working out, so I might give these chimps a run for their money, or at least give a little bit of hell.
We're going to have fun. Jessica's coming in this week. We're going to put her through the first-person defender, and then later on in the year, you'll be able to see them when we put all these things online. In the meantime, you can see the first Season 1 and Season 2 on YouTube. Jessica, look, you have a safe trip, and I will see you in a couple of days.
I will see you, Tom. Take care, and goodbye out, listeners.
All right, you take care. Jessica Brooks Stevens. She's a shooter, she's a hunter, she's a lot of fun, and she's game because we're going to put her in the middle of it with first-person defender. All right, open lines for you right now. 866-TALK-GUN.
The Black Hills. There's nothing like it on Earth. The kind of place where characters become legends. Wild Bill Hickok, Crazy Horse, Calamity Jane. Pick any part of the world and you'll find people go there to make it their own. But this is where people come to get made. This is the place that made the people who make the best ammo on Earth. Black Hills Ammunition.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
To be truly protected, if you use your firearm in self-defense, you need to carry more than just a gun. You need to carry firearms legal protection. If something happens, you get the very best legal representation. So protect your family. Add your financial security for less than $10 a month. Learn more at firearmslegal.com. That's firearmslegal.com. If you're going to carry, you better carry firearms legal protection.
If you're gonna carry, you better carry firearms legal protection.
What's the best self-defense gun? It's the one you have with you. The Taurus Curve is the most comfortable gun you can carry, so you will have it with you. It actually curves to fit your body. Ultra comfortable, snag-free, made in the USA. Built in light and laser. 10.2 ounces of .380 firepower. Double action only. The world's first and only curved firearm. Details at taurususa.com.
Back with you, 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. Tom at guntalk.com. Over on Twitter, I'm at GunTalk. Of course, we've got the GunTalk Media Facebook page. Lots of things going on over there. You want to go over and sign up, follow us on Facebook. A lot of ways for you to stay informed. And look, two things about staying informed. One, it's your responsibility to be informed. And two, it's a lot of fun. You can be the smartest person in your group. You can know what's going on. You can get alerts from me and on our Facebook page and all of that. So, by the way, if you don't have Gun Dealio, you got to do that because we're putting videos up all the time. You can actually watch our videos on your free, free Gun Dealio smartphone app on your phone. Okay, City of Cleveland to host a 2015 gun buy-up. They call it a buy-back, but if they've never had it in the first place, they can't buy it back, can they? Just buy them up. Let's see here. Anyone with an operable handgun or semi-automatic rifle can turn in those guns in return for gift cards for gas or groceries. Handguns will get you a $100 gift card. Semi-automatic rifles will get you a $200 gift card. And here's what I found interesting as I went to the very end of the story. Non-semi-automatic rifles and shotguns can be turned in, but no incentive will be given. So they don't really care about those. Of course, these do no good whatsoever in terms of reducing crime. These are feel-good efforts that would be better spent, the effort, the time, the law enforcement time, the money would better be spent dealing with real criminals rather than people. And sometimes they turn in good guns and they get destroyed. Sometimes they turn in, I'm looking at this picture that goes with the story. Looks like a very nice Smith & Wesson revolver in there. Just drive you crazy. Anyway, line 2, John's in Livonia, Michigan. John, what in the world did you get?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm good. What'd you buy?
I bought a K11 Swift.
A K11 Swift. That's that, what is it, 7.5 by 55?
Yes, sir, it is.
What do you think?
Kicks like a mule.
Kicks like a mule. That's that straight pull bolt action.
It sure is. That's the reason why I picked it. It's a little bit different. I want straight pull, a little bit different at my collection.
Okay, I mean, it's certainly different. I guess the question is, but do you like it?
Oh, of course I like it. I haven't met a gun I didn't like.
You're as bad as me.
Oh, I am.
That's great. Oh, well, okay, how much have you shot it?
Just yesterday, first time. So just kind of put it on paper.
So it's brand new.
Yes,
okay. There are some groups, if you poke around online, you can find people who collect and shoot the K11. So you can find out, get a little bit more information in the history of it. They're pretty interesting from a history standpoint. I don't have one. There's just a limit to how far I can go with looking for goofy guns. I got enough goofy ones myself, and that one qualifies, I think. But it sure looks like fun, and the Swiss make very fine products.
Yeah, they do. It's a beautiful shape too. I was quite surprised when I picked it up.
That's terrific. Well, look, Well, look, I appreciate the range report. Kicks like a mule, but it's interesting and cool and a piece of history. So that's the K11 Swiss, the carbine. Thank you, sir. Line 1, Jesse is in California. Hello, Jesse. Welcome to Gun Talk.
Hi, Tom. How you doing today?
I am well. What's up?
I just wanted to call and say I've been listening to your show about 2 months, but I got about 4 years under my belt. Podcasts are a great thing.
You're going back and picking up the old shows.
Yeah, all the way back to 2011 on the GUNTALK app. But I would just like to thank you because listening to your show, I mean, really lit a fire under my behind to get moving and get myself my first handgun. And I mean, I've been a rifle shotgun shooter my whole life, but my dad's never really been into handguns. But I've always been a little bit curious of them, so I went out and got me a handgun. And I tell you, over the past couple months, I've been having one heck of a time with it.
Handguns are just fun to shoot. You know why they're fun? I'll tell you. You may not have thought about this. They're fun because they're more challenging, and you get more involvement as you try to master a handgun. It's just simply it's more of a challenge, and it's fun to attack this challenge.
Yeah, I tell you what, when I first started, I was a little bit discouraged because I made the mistake of taking a buddy out of mine that's been shooting the handgun just about since the age of 10 is what he told me, and he was putting in down groups, and I was looking at my groups, and they were all over the paper.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, by listening to your show and catching hints there and then talking to people that are experienced shooters, and I've been getting better and better, and I've gotten my groups down to about 4 inches at 10 yards, so...
That is terrific. Well, look, I appreciate the call. That's the kind of range report we love. Jesse has just discovered Gun Talk, but then he started going back and picking up the old podcast, and you can do that actually through the GUNTALK app. That's probably the easiest way. You know, some people actually, if you have the Bluetooth thing going in your car, they listen to Gun Talk while they commute. That's a pretty cool idea. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to be talking about where you can get force-on-force training. We've got some questions about a Remington 870, range report on a Magnum Research 1911, and we're looking for your range report. Just give us a holler, 866-TALK-GUN, or if you got a question, you're not sure how to shoot something or what to buy, or we actually had somebody wanted to know about buying a gun for his pregnant wife. There's a kettle of fish that we can stir up a little bit. 866-TALK-GUN.
In the dark about which firearm is best for self and family defense? Call Tom now for great suggestions for your purchase and a lifetime of insight regarding the safe handling, operating, and storage of your new addition. Now, once again, Tom Gresham.
All right, welcome back. We had the range report we just got in from John in Livonia, Michigan about the K11 carbine, 7.5 by 55 Swede. Then I get this text from Clark Aposhian out in Utah. He says, the world record open sight shot, 2,240 yards, was just done here in Utah in May by Ernie Jimenez with that Swiss 7.5 by 55. I just looked it up. Amazing. Iron sights. He bought this rifle, a K31 rifle, for $99. They're about $300 now. He's had it a while. He was using a 190 grain Sierra Match King bullet, and with iron sights hitting a 36-inch steel buffalo at 2,240 yards. That's a little bit more than 1.25 miles. Fairly amazing. Wow, I'm impressed. Thank you, Clark. I appreciate the heads up on that one. That's really something. Holy cow. Line 1, Ernie's with us in North Dakota, driving down the road there. Ernie, you got a problem with your rifle, huh?
Yeah, I do.
What's up?
I got a 22-250 Ackley improved 26-inch barrel. I'm shooting Sierra bullets, the flat base 55 grain. I'll have 2 at an inch on 100 yards. The third one will go through the target sideways. I got 1 in 12 twist on it. These bullets will shoot fine in my AR with the 1 in 12 short barrel, but these are stepped up around 4,000 feet. My gunsmith, Norm Johnson, seems to think that the I might be taking the tips off with that much speed. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Well, how do other loads shoot in that rifle?
I shot some hollow points that do pretty well. I just stepped these up to where I'm at. I've shot some polymer tips that shot fairly well. But these are flat-based. Usually a flat base is about your most accurate or easiest to push there is. You don't end up with variances. Wondered what your thoughts were.
How many rounds have been through that barrel?
Probably 100, 100 and a half, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not shot out. We know that.
No.
Okay. I'm going through the checklist now. You understand? Okay. So we're working on all of that. I would say, how many of these Sierra bullets do you have?
I got a couple boxes of them, probably a couple 100 boxes.
That's nothing. Easy to get rid of. If you told me you had like 5,000 of them, we would have a problem. I'm thinking, I think what's happening is your rifle is talking to you and saying, hey, guess what? I don't like these bullets.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm surprised at that speed to see a perfect keyhole. I mean, you can lay a bullet right on top of the keyhole. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Of course, you always have to take pictures of a keyhole in the target. I mean, I've done that. I was shooting, what the heck were we shooting? We were shooting longer bullets in a 223 out of a 1 in 12, and it just wasn't stable. At 25 yards, we're getting bullets that are tumbling and keyholing. So I think your rifle is telling you, okay, you need to be shooting the polymer tips or some other bullets, but not the Sierra 55 grains. And just don't fight with your rifle. Give it what it wants.
Yeah, these are always got to be tumbling close to the 100-yard mark because they're staying within, a couple inches when they do keyhole, which surprised me.
Right. The 1 in 12 twist should stabilize a 55 grain bullet, but not always. And so you may be like at who knows? Maybe the twist rate is like 1 in 13. It's supposed to be 1 in 12. It's not quite as fast, as you want. But at any rate, unless you want to change barrels or something, I would say just give it the ammo that it shoots well and go on and say thank you for the lesson. Listen, I appreciate it, Artie. I got to keep them moving here. I need to talk to John in Tupelo, Mississippi. He's on 3. John, talk to me.
Yes, I have a couple of questions. The first question is I am a new person to the AR platform, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a rifle that I can shoot, maybe do some target practice with at a local gun club, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of the SIG. I was looking at maybe like a 516 or the M400, and I don't know what length barrel. I was looking at maybe a 16-inch, but I don't know exactly for long-range shooting and for, shorter stuff as well. And I'm kind of a new person with scopes, too, and I don't know really where I need to go with that. So that's
okay, let me give you my first thought on that. First, start off with one of the inexpensive from SIG, Ruger, Smith, an inexpensive 16-inch barrel AR, because you can change everything on an AR. You can put a longer barrel on it. You can put a different upper on it. You can change all of the hardware, the furniture on it, the grips, the stocks, everything. You can change everything on it. So just get you a nice something in that $600, $700, $800 range. You can get a nice AR for that. Start shooting and get to know the platform before you spend a bunch of money on it. What's the distance you're going to be shooting right off the bat?
Well, right off the bat, I'm sure it's not going to be that far. I mean, I would say, 100 yards or less, but I would like to go up to maybe 500 yards, and which is why I don't know anything about the scopes that well, and I'm not a big deer hunter. I like shooting pistols and that kind of thing. So I don't know well enough even how to use them well. So I just
here's what I don't want you to spend a lot of money on the front end. So I would say get you a good medium, $200 to $300, 3 to 9 variable scope on that, so you can shoot it at 100 yards. You can have a bunch of fun with it. Once you've put 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 rounds through the rifle, you'll start to get a feel for what you actually want, what you're going to do with it. If at that point you say, yeah, I really do want to go shoot out at 500 yards, you can get a different upper and have a longer barrel if you want. You can spend, thousands of dollars on a scope if you want. You may or may not need it, but don't spend the money on the front end. Just get a good entry-level AR and get a nice 3-9 scope, drop it on there, put the rest of the money into buying like 3,000 rounds of ammo, shoot that, and then you'll have an idea of what you're looking for.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And the other question is I've been really enjoying the first-person defender program series. I mean, it's really good. And I'd love to get some training like that. Is there any that you can recommend? I don't know in our area, but close to us.
Well, you're in Tupelo. You're not that far from Memphis, are you?
Right. Yeah, I'm about hour, a little over hour and a half.
Give a call to an outfit called Rangemaster. They are in Memphis. They have all sorts of firearms training classes. And ask them if they have a force-on-force training. They very well may, but it's called Rangemaster. They have a very good reputation, and they're in Memphis. So just look them up, give them a holler, and find out what they have to offer. But you may also want to just go up there and take some other classes, so that'll work for you. But that's where I would go, I think. If I were in Tupelo, I would be giving Rangemaster a call and just see if they can help me out. Yeah, the first-person defender series, it's an eye-opener. It was an eye-opener for us when we started shooting the video and watched people go through these real-world scenarios. Carjackings, ATM robberies, women getting abducted, people trying to steal their babies in parking lots, and we drop them into these situations and see what happens. And some people rise to the occasion, but very few. Most of them, as we say, you'll drop down to your level of training. If you have no training, God knows what you'll actually do. And we have seen it all. It's amazing. You want to see this, it's an eye-opener. Just on YouTube, look for First Person Defender. If you want to buy the DVD set, shopguntalk.com. By all means, once you see it, you're going to share it with your family, your wife, your daughters. Say, hey, look at this. This will open your eyes. I guarantee it will. 866-TALK-GUN.
At Double Tap Ammunition, we hand inspect every round that we make, and we use only the best components to give you the best ammunition on the market. Try us out at www.doubletapammo.com and use the promo code GUNTALK for 10% off your order.
Put a pistol in your hand, and what's your first thought? How does it feel? Then, how can I make it perfect for me? That's why FNH USA is offering the FNS Compact, perfect for concealed carry. Ergonomic, ambidextrous, customizable. Part of the highly regarded FNS series of striker-fired polymer pistols. Find your perfect pistol. Learn more about the FNS and FNX lines at your dealer, or visit us at fnhusa.com.
Who will you trust with your guns and valuables? Liberty safes are the best built and most secure safes on the planet. They sell more gun safes than any other brand. It's about trust earned through performance. If your Liberty safe is damaged by fire or attempted break-in, they'll send a new safe right to your home. Protection from thieves and fire. Trust the #1 maker of quality gun safes. LibertySafe.com.
The .45 Auto, also known as the 1911, is the standard other defensive pistols are measured against. No matter what pistol you carry, techniques developed around the 1911 are vital. You know you need training, and you know your concealed carry class definitely was not training. Now Gun Talk presents an exciting DVD, Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. Tiger's unique training style will have you drawing, moving, shooting, and running your gun better, no matter what style pistol you prefer. At ShopGunTalk.com, you can order our DVDs of Tiger's instruction. ShopGunTalk.com also has a 2-DVD set, including Concealed Carry 1. Get both for the information you know you need. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com has DVDs, books, and other essential gear. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Accurate, powerful, consistent. At Double Tap Ammunition, we offer 364 loads in 83 calibers that give you exactly what you've been looking for. Try us out at www.doubletapammo.com and use the promo code GUNTALK for 10% off your order.
back with you. This is interesting. Church builds gun range, launches range ministry. Rocky Mount United Methodist Church decided to do with their gully behind their church. They figured out what they wanted to do. They built a gun range, launched a gun range ministry, quote, in the name of Jesus Christ. Rocky Mount United Methodist is located on Jemison, Alabama. Pastor Philip Gwynn said the church first thought of the range as a place to teach gun safety. Then, as involvement and interest grew, they decided to launch a full-blown gun range ministry, and because they have a number of hunters in the church, they named the range the Rocky Mount Hunt and Gun Club. What's interesting to me about that, nationally, the United Methodist Church is very anti-gun. Very anti-gun. They actually formed a national gun ban group, 25, 30 years ago. And they still have a very strong position against firearms and against self-defense with guns and against firearms ownership. So this is encouraging until the national group tells them to knock it off. We'll see. We'll keep you posted. Nick's in Tulsa, Oklahoma on 4. Hey, Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You going dove hunting?
Yeah, it's creeping up right around the corner. I can't hardly wait.
Yes, it is. I love dove hunting. It is just, they're hard to hit, fun to shoot, and delicious to eat.
Boy, they sure are. I can't wait to go home with a whole mess of them.
All right, how can I help you?
Well, I always shoot the good old knockaround 870 Wingmaster, and I throw an improved cylinder choke in there. And I have, of course, frequent some forums for fellow shooters as well. And some of these people are talking about how they put in a skeet choke for dove hunting. And I'm just having a really hard time thinking if there's, the shot's got to spread out so much at some point to where, these birds are so small. And if you're doing some pass shooting, I understand you want to get as much pattern as you can out there. But is there really that much advantage whenever we open up that pattern? Or are you running the risk of literally the bird almost flying through it, if you will? It doesn't take much to pull them down, but I'm just not so convinced that skeet choke at dove hunting is the way to go.
It's a great question. I have been a proponent of open chokes for dove hunting for many, many years. Here's the thing. It all depends on what and where you're shooting. If you're shooting over a water hole and you're getting birds up close, then a skeet, or even take the choke out and stick a choke tube out, stick it in your pocket and shoot threads. Shoot no choke whatsoever. It will make you a better shot because your shots are never going to be beyond 20, 25 yards. If you are pass shooting and they're out at truly 40 yards, and understand that most people are terrible at understanding or guessing how far these shots are, and they think they're much farther than they are. They'll shoot a dove at 25 yards and claim it's 40. But if they really are out there, then you could throw in an IC or a modified in there. But I think you will always take more birds with a more open choke than with a tighter choke. But understand, the difference between improved cylinder and skeet is so small that the difference in effective range might be 3 yards, maximum 5 yards. The difference in the size of the choke pattern, the shot pattern on paper at 20 yards is maybe 3 or 4 inches. It's not very much. So we're straining at gnats here, and it's a fun internet conversation, but it doesn't matter. I think your improved cylinder, if you told me I had to take one choke and hunt doves with it, I would use improved cylinder every time and never even think back twice about it. I think you're right on the money. Keep doing what you're doing. And by the way, love the Remington 870 Wingmaster. What a great, I don't know, they make 12 million of those things, something like that. Nick, thank you for your call. I appreciate that. Dove hunting. Speaking of that, don't go out there without going out and practicing a little bit. Go run a few boxes of ammo through your gun. Find out if your gun's working. Get your eye tuned up again. Shoot some clay targets. Shoot some skeet, trap, sporting clay, something. You'll have a bunch of fun. And you won't waste that first box or two that you shoot at doves trying to figure it all out and get your eye back in shape. You'll start taking birds right off the bat. And trust me, doves are yummy. What would happen if you offered a free concealed carry class to women who had restraining orders against people ex-husbands, husbands, boyfriends, stalkers, etc. Well, our guest in a few minutes will have that information. He did that. Had a phenomenal response. We'll have that in about 10 minutes, so don't miss out on that one. Bobby's called in, line 2 from Muskogee, Oklahoma. Hey, Bobby, what's on your mind?
Hey, Tom, this is a great honor for an old 74-year-old Marine, buddy.
Well, look, I appreciate you calling in. What you got cooking here?
Thank you. Real quickly, I want to share a dream and then issue a challenge for everybody out there. My dream was I was driving down the highway and I saw a billboard. The upper left-hand quarter of the billboard had the word lions, and the rest of the billboard said, have been hunted by civilized man for 20,000 years. My challenge is to anybody that can afford it, because I can. I live on $714 a month, and I'm blessed by God. A challenge to anybody that can afford to do that billboard anywhere in the country, the cheapest billboard you can find, because within hours it'll be on Drudge. Do you agree?
I think if you got those billboards up, or even one of them somewhere, you could get lots of media attention to it. And sometimes that's the key. You got to kick them in the kneecap to get their attention. But I appreciate the thought, Bobby. Thank you for calling. I actually have seen a lot of interesting articles. There was like the initial rush of stupidity about the whole killing of this lion in Africa who Numbskulls had named. And then the second wave was people saying, you do understand that it's a wild animal and they get killed and they're going to die and the hunters pay for conservation. And, oh yeah, do you know how lions die in the wild if they're not shot? Something chews it up and eats it. Usually they start eating on it while it's alive. So is that better to die that way? Interesting. In Nashville, despite a recent statement from Tennessee Attorney General arguing that private companies cannot ban guns at public venues, Metro Nashville officials will continue to prohibit bringing them to certain facilities. Specifically, don't take your guns to Nissan Stadium, Bridgestone Arena, or the newly opened Ascend Amphitheater, the Tennessean reports. Basically, what they're saying is that these places are going to ban guns, even though the Attorney General has said you can't do that. That is not legal. So I don't know what's going on there. Don't know why they think they can. Or maybe it's one of these cases where they're just going to do it and figure, so do something about it. What are you going to do about it? So there you go. I don't know, don't know what the drill is there, what their game is, if you will. Oh, I tell you, it seems sometimes that companies and cities just look at it and say, I don't care what the law is. I don't care what the Attorney General says. We're going to do what we're going to do, and if you want to challenge it, it's going to cost you some real money to get involved. And I think that may be what's going on in Nashville. Probably one of those cases where people just need to get involved. They need to contact the people in the city, and they have to say, okay, you're not going to do that. Or maybe you get the right attorney in there, you sue, and you put a stop to that foolishness. I remember a line, somebody says, you know why bullies are bullies? It's just because people let them get away with it. You ever had any experience with a bully? It's amazing what happens when you turn around and just punch them right in the nose and knock them on their butt. They just stop being bullies. They may go find somebody else to be a bully to, but they're not going to pick on you anymore. I have personal experience with that. Twice. Knocked them on their butt. That's what I did. Yeah, I was a kid. But they never bothered me again. When we come back, let's talk about what happens when you offer concealed carry classes to women who really need it. You know what happens? They show up. You do not want to miss this.